All right, my Minecrafting friends, it's time to get down to business. Are you with me? Hey, everybody, this is Havage, and welcome back once again. We're diving in, and this time we're going to go in quest of some 117 content. I know it's what you've all been waiting for. I again apologize for the delays. Saw the comments. It's one of the most frustrating things when I've already recorded now one episode, which admittedly was more reading and no specific 117 content. Um, when you know that there's still going to be a couple days in between, so I apologize. We knew this was kind of coming. I was already pre-recording videos when they made the announcement of 1.8. Not that it would have changed my plans. Look, for all of us, we love video games. We love this content. All of our various content creators, and I have my favorites as well as anybody else. So I'm right there with you in it. It in a way couldn't have been worse timing. I was very much looking forward to this and couldn't wait to see it come live and get to play it right at the start. But when it comes right down to it, I love my family more, and I certainly wouldn't have missed out on once in a lifetime opportunities for my family members. So that's the bottom line, and it is what it is. But we got our stuff. Let's hope for the best here. We're not gonna really be flying, I don't think. So here's my thought, and I've given this some thought. I'll tell you a little bit about my day as we're getting going here. So it is again the 9th, Wednesday, I think. I don't know. My days of the week are so shot long ago. Could be a Sunday for all I know. Pretty sure it's not though. No, so I'd recorded the last video, the one where I launched 117, read a bunch of the patch notes, and then we basically cleaned up our inventory and repaired tools and stuff from the last video. So let's pull this up while we're at it. For one thing, we're at day 880. Wow. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Very cool on that front that we're almost to 1,000 days in hardcore. Very cool. But I also wanted to check the direction. So we're heading east, the way the sun rises. If you think of that in terms of the base, if you're looking at the main gate of our fortress and looking out towards the fields, east is to the right. It is where the big cross of red sandstone is, where the big tower will eventually be. And out beyond it is the kind of iceberg sea. And some swamp and some mountains and stuff. So I decided, hey, let's go east. We've done a lot west and north in terms of creating portals and pathways and that kind of stuff, but we've gone a ways east because our end stronghold was to the southeast. So we've done a bit, and we've wandered out that way. The cat and the parrot came from the northeast. So there's definitely stuff that we've been a part of out in those parts of the world, which is very cool. But I think this will be a quick way to get to some new and unexplored blocks. And as you can see, we are at about 173. For the moment, we're not going to worry about deviating one way or the other. And we're going in the positive X, right? So we're up to 165. And we're just going to go a good long way, because I think we were veering when we found the Woodland Mansion. That was to the east, but to the southeast, rather than just being straight east. So, eventually, this should get us out and free from blocks that we've already touched. And that's the name of the game when you're changing versions. You want to get to unexplored territory. And okay, we've talked about that. We can get out of the way. So yeah, day 880. That's awesome. So I had also kind of said, oh yeah, I'm back. We'll be back in the next episode. We're going to be doing this stuff. Obviously, we are for you guys. No significant time lag. For me, a lot of the day has actually gone by. When I made the trip, I rented a car, and the reason is I have a very old Toyota 4Runner for my daily driver, and I don't daily drive too much anymore. It's nice, I like that, but it's also very old and has a lot. It's right around 250,000 miles on it. So it's got a lot, and it's got a few things that need to be done that I really just put off through the pandemic, because my driving has virtually dried up to nothing. And that's changing a little bit now, obviously. So, kind of reshuffles the priorities a little bit. But even if the truck was in tip-top shape, I would have probably rented a car. The rates are not bad, although I think they're probably up a little bit from what they had been, just on the fact that so many people are trying to get out and travel at the moment, just to do something different. Ooh, look at this. We got some bone. I think we'll go ahead and take this since it's in our way. And we want it. Now, that's the shulker. I don't like that these two look so similar. Don't want to have a mistake. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, I thought you fell in the water. Okay. So yeah, I happily rented a car. It was about, I didn't look at the statement exactly, but probably ballpark 1,500 miles. Maybe not quite that much. But I think just the travel there and back was about 1,200, maybe 1,300 miles. And you have some incidental just stuff along the way. So not that I did a ton of driving while I was out there, but call it 1,500 that I didn't need to put on my truck, which is built, it can get me around town. It does. Not that I do a ton of that kind of driving anymore, but it certainly serves the purposes of going to the mall or to the grocery store or whatever, and can also get me off-road in the mountains, which is why, it's lifted, it's all that good stuff. It just happens that it's also my primary vehicle. So no sense in wasting that. I mean, when you put bigger tires on a frame, that doesn't help gas mileage at all. So right there, it's not one you just want burning up highway miles. So it worked out really well. But today I had to go get that rental car back to the rental car agency, and one thing that coincides is right next door to the place where I got the rental car is a little computer shop. And I had last been in there in about November, and I'd said, hey, I got this gaming PC rig, but I haven't been able to use it in a while. I suspect it's got a power supply issue of some kind, or something something that fits into that, you guys want to have a look at it. And yeah, I'd actually gone in November expecting to do just that, and then life kind of happens, and so it didn't happen. But as I was like, oh, I'm going right there. This is just stupid, and that's the box I would like to be able to use for live streaming. So you guys heard it here first. I don't know how much is going to be involved, or what's going to happen with it. He gave it the cursory one look and said, yeah, it's if he had the right power supply to throw in right there in his, it's a little two-guy shop, which I think is awesome. And they've been there for years. Really, really good guy. The last time I talked to him, I haven't done business with him yet, but seemed cool. And same kind of feel here when I was talking to him today. So I dropped off this computer, which I haven't been able to really even power up to log into in a year and a half or so, and it was always just kind of a wreck computer, gaming rig, all that kind of stuff. I told him, I was like, I don't even think there's anything that important on the list, but I can't honestly remember the password to get into it. Here's the likely candidates, and if that doesn't work, just scrap it and reload it, kind of deal, because I don't I can just bang away at it too. Yeah, I could probably get it, but it's not worth the time at that point to me coming over there and going, okay, let me sit at the computer, hook up a keyboard for me, and I'll just sit here and bang away at every password I can think of, because I'm not a write passwords down. But you think that is a good plan, and then when something like this happens, it's like, well, if it's not what I think it should have been, or using the conventions that I normally have, no idea, and at that point, yeah, no sense in crying over stuff. Now, he could, I think, I'm imagining that even if you don't have access to the system, if you do a media restart, and my background is Unix, Solaris. That was where I did system administration stuff and network and all that. If you have installation media, you don't have to install, or at least, in that world, you could then, even if you didn't have access to the system, if you have the installation media, you can get in and reconfigure it so that you can recover the system. There's steps. It's not just, oh, hey, here you go, this is wide open, here's the keys. But it's kind of like going to the dealer and having the lockbox of the master, master varieties of keys for a make of a car. You can, with all that, you can find what you need to get into a car. So, but it's, there was nothing on there that I was like, I think it has some installed games. It probably has those files. I don't care. It may have some backup pictures or even pictures that I was looking at. It may have had just some personal, accounting type stuff, but I never kept account details or anything on there. So, it was kind of like, hey, if there's something deeper that's going on that you need to deal with, just feel free to do. He's like, well, I won't do anything without talking to you. And I was like, okay, well, do. And it sounded like, again, he doesn't, nobody really knows. It's like going to a mechanic, and that's why a lot of those places, when it's repair type work, they're hesitant to give you a quote, because they know whatever they say when they get in there, that can change. And a lot of people are going to, they'll say they're not going to, they'll say, oh yeah, I understand this is an estimate, but seemingly it's very difficult for people to accept that a lot of times through a troubleshooting process, you're going to find stuff that needs attention that you just couldn't include in the quote. Now, that's why second opinions, any service person of any of those types worth their salt will usually say you are welcome to go get a second opinion. I'm not saying that I have the absolute answer for you here. What I'm saying is, this is my estimate of what the work will be, and maybe somebody with different experience, maybe somebody that's worked on those differently or something may have a different insight. But it is difficult for both the serviceman and the people. You go take a car to a shop or something, and the person says, yeah, it's going to be $1,000. And then when they come back, they say, well, I got in there and found out that you had never changed the oil. And so in addition to the belt that I had to service, I also found out that now that everything is apart, if I put it back together now, you might get another 500 miles on this car, but then it's all going to need to be done again, so it's stupid for me not to do the gaskets or the bushings or, whatever the appropriate implications may be from investigative work. Same thing goes with PCs. You just don't know, and so, he was trying to do right by me and saying, hey, look, I'm not gonna do work without checking it with you. And I said, well, up to a point, do just that. I was kind of like, here's my limit. Get it done. No rush. And I was very clear to him. I said, hey, this is not a rush job. If you got other stuff waiting, certainly don't bump it. I'd love to have it soon, but as long as I have an expectation of when it might be done, and it's not just sitting there for no reason. You don't have to rush parts or anything like that. This isn't a job. There's not medical records on there or a dependent project or something that's waiting on it. It's dependent on me being able to set up to do some live streaming, perhaps, but there's a lot of other dependencies there too. I gotta clean up my office a lot, which is currently kind of overwhelmed with paperwork stuff. So not having the PCs functioning means that I've just kind of dealt without external monitors, but I'd like to get all that going. I think that's another good merit for the vacation stuff. I came back just renewed and charged up. And I know the numbers too. You guys may be looking at the view counts and those kind of things and be like, look, this isn't ideal. But, if you want to attempt to grow anything, and again, I'm not saying monetary wise necessarily. I mean, sure, that'd be great if I got to that point, but, I'm just talking in terms of audience and content type and what I can do in terms of content and all that. I'd love to be able to not have limitations on what I'm doing. So in that sense, yeah, of course I want to grow. In the people sense too, I want to have more viewers and more interactions and all that good stuff. So I'm hoping that will continue. I'm hoping that the PC stuff ends up not being too big a deal and goes. But even if it's what he described as a worst case, which was power supply and then can't access or had dependency issues on the machine itself, where he had to go in, and that's where it's kind of easy to be able to say, look, just cut bait. If it's looking bad, don't waste a whole bunch of time or resources trying to repair what's there. If you had, the family album with wedding photos or the last video of your grandmother or something like that, that's a different, then, and fortunately for me, I think the discs and everything are fine. If it was that kind of situation, I'd just say, hey, pull the hard drive and replace it. And I'll get a new one. We'll reinstall and basically rebuild with a replacement part, and then once the system's all up and fine, then you can go back in, treat that as an external drive, and recover the data from there. So there's lots of means to get around all that kind of stuff, but I don't even need that. I was just like, look, man, just go. There's nothing sacred on this box, and it, by my reckoning, it is full approval to give it, whatever TLC it might require. Now, this is a little bit of a just go ahead and shave this one more, maybe two more by the time we come back across. Just looking out at that sea, I don't think that we had like not quite one full stack. I don't think that's going to quite get us done to get across that sea. So yeah, very exciting. In terms of the story side, I've got a computer in at the computer doctor, and hoping to have it. He was pretty impressed. So it was the second of two systems I'd built by an online outfit. I'm not gonna plug them or anything. I'm not supported by them or anything, and it's been a while. And the first one was awesome. Used it for a lot of years. And, these were pretty good systems. They let you, build from their available components, and then they do the assembly and the shipping and everything, wire it together. The first one, really tight. When I got it, and it was from several states away, I think there was something. It was either like the external case top piece, like a plastic molding piece or something, was broken, or it was something like that. And they were, I was like, hey, I just got this and I paid a lot of money. It's not, it's not a critical component or anything, but it shouldn't have come broken. And they like, no questions asked, new one in the mail overnight or what, it was like totally unnecessary. Oh, well, all right. Thanks for getting it here so fast. So really, earned my respect. And again, on the second one, I appreciated all their, they kind of, you go through and kind of assemble based on components and specs and all that kind of stuff, and then they come back out or call you back and kind of say, all right, we've got this, we're building this, and it was good. I talked to the guy, I'm like, well, is this good? Here's what I'm hoping to do with it. Does that seem right? Are there any recommendations you would make? Anything that doesn't seem right as a component or anything like that? And they were all pretty good with it. So I was I've was and have been pretty happy. Unfortunately, this one I started getting some system alerts about power. I don't even remember what all they were. I was kind of, working on them, pulling the codes because it would like crash overnight, and I think when it was sleeping, and then I'd come back to it, and it would, have blue screened and recovered, but it would tell you that, and then you'd have these error messages, and Windows, I do know just enough to be kind of dangerous, so I would like try to go through, and then I'd try to go look at support forums and stuff like that. Okay, what is this trying to tell me? What do I need to do? And so I'd made a couple efforts, but because it wasn't ultimately it wasn't coming back up. It was one of those that just kind of got worse and worse and wouldn't come back. it it just mothballed, and it wasn't one where I ended up re-engaging the company that built it for support. Maybe I should have. It's probably right around the back end of the support window. Um, but again, I was very busy with work stuff. It was kind of a background thing, and I wasn't using it, and it just fell off the radar. So now that I have a need for it, I was like, oh, this is a kind of a priority. But now I'm pretty sure it was well beyond any support contract that would have initially been with the build. So I just took it into the local guy. And I always like to, support the local mom and pop shop kind of deal. And it happened to be, I knew it was right in kind of a little building immediately next door to the car rental place. So it was really good. And then let's see, I'd restocked because after you go on vacation for a few days, you gotta go get new grocery. I spent the time before vacation using up all my produce and dairy and that kind of stuff that would have gone bad, and so I had to go restock all that. Because I had a rental car, I was like, well, I'm gonna use it to run some errands first. So I did all that. Took it back, and then it was like mid-afternoon. I don't even know what the temperature is. It feels very mid-90s. I mean, it feels like an absolute summer day. There were just a single line of clouds way out on the western horizon over the mountains. Otherwise, just perfect blue sky and a little breeze, so it wasn't like oppressively hot. It was just sunny and warm, and I was at this rental car place, and they're like, do we need a ride? Do you need a ride? We can go up to like 5 miles. And I was like, I don't even know if that qualifies for where I'm at, but, don't worry about it. I'm good. I can Uber if I want to. And I looked up the Uber thing, and it was like $12, which, okay, that would have been fun. But it was like a 17-minute wait, and I was like, I don't want to stand at a rental car place, like in a strip mall waiting thing on a bunch of, like no grass in sight, just concrete and asphalt jungle kind of area. I want to, be at least somewhere where I can wait nice. And, like on my way home is a nice little brewery place. It's kind of in a light industrial park. They have a nice big balcony and stuff, and so I was like, oh, this is, it's probably about as far as I'd walked last night after the hockey game, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Let's go there. I'll hydrate on my way, or once I get there, and then I can see if the time for the car is improved. So did that. It was wonderful. Since I wasn't driving, I had an IPA. And I was like, I've been in here a lot, but I've never had this because it's like high ABV, which for those of you guys that don't know is alcohol by volume. And back in the day, there used to be 3-2 beer, which in states with various blue laws, which are alcohol-based selling laws, or restriction of sale of alcohol laws. 3-2 was a grading of beer that could be sold at like gas stations or grocery stores in both when I grew up in Minnesota and Colorado when I first lived here. Both required that full strength beer, alcohol, wine, and liquor had to be sold through designated and licensed liquor stores. So, I know California, a lot of other states don't have such laws, and you can just go into the grocery store. And it was always wild to those people. Like, what do you mean you have to go to the liquor store? Don't you just go get that at the same place you get all the other food and beverages and stuff? Nope. So back in the day, you could still get beer at grocery stores, but it had to be 3-2 beer, which was just a limited alcohol content. It was a concession. Basically just a deal that there can still be something, but if you want the high proof stuff. Proof is being a liquor term, not a beer term, but it's the same concept applies. If you wanted that stuff, you had to go. Had to go to a designated liquor store instead. So, wow, bigness. That looks kind of fortressy, doesn't it? It's tough to tell here. I mean, it could just be the pillars, but those feet and that little bit out there. Oh, hey, buddy. Let's back you up. Take care of some of your little kids slash limbs. I don't know what you would. Hey. This is why you don't slow down when you're when you're out in this biome in particular. Just go get it done. Okay, there's that. No, not there. Oh, so out of practice at placing blocks. So anyway, I had, since I wasn't driving, I had an IPA beer, and those have become really popular in part because they typically have a much higher alcohol by volume than like a Pilsner or a amber beer, some of those. And, there's tricks that brewers can do. They can certainly boost those attributes of their various brews, but IPAs just typically do have a lot more alcohol in them. Which is part of what fueled a big IPA boom recently, which seems to kind of be now, unfortunately, from my perspective, it's sour beers. I'm not down. Oh, not as down with the old sour beer. But anyway, so I had one of those, and then I checked Uber again to now get a ride, like, the remaining 2/3 of the way home or so, and the price was like $5 more from what it had been, and the time was still bad, and they bumped it themselves into a surge because why not, right? I guess it was getting close enough to the end of the workday, maybe. I don't know. Whatever the case, they tried to surge me, and I was like, I'm not having it. It's too nice out for that, and so I kept on walking home. I didn't really try to screenshot anything. Didn't even realize I'd hit that key, but okay. So yes, definitely on the heels or the feet of a fortress here, which is cool. And we'll go check that out. Not that we have a real dire need, but depending on whether these are new chunks or not, that could have some new block types for us. Yeah, so I definitely will give it a look-see. Seems like enough. So yeah, I had a nice longer and I talked way back when I first rented the car. Me and a couple buddies and all were talking. They were like, "Oh, well, you can get a ride, we'll give you a ride or whatever. And I was like, honestly, it's not a big deal. They all know I like to go on regular walks. And, I was like, it's close enough. I'll probably just, that's interesting. Got some more ribs there. It looks like it extends more out that way. Very wary of the gravel trap. The question on some of these can be whether or not they connect. I don't know. I kind of think heading on over to this side might be the best. So yeah, I think that's about the highlights of the day. Oh no, they are not all the highlights of the day. One of the other highlights was, while I was at the grocery store, I decided to get some very special ingredients to do a rare summertime crock potty treat, and I believe the namesake meal will be cooked here at some point in the next few days. I got a head of cabbage. I got a pork shank rather than a ham. And I got some carrots and some onions. And I think maybe tomorrow I'm gonna throw all those into the old crock pot and just let them simmer all day. A part of that was the grocery store didn't have any just regular chicken breasts that I kind of needed and wanted. I was, it's just me, right? And I used to do like Costco membership and all that, but even when I had roommates, it was like, I don't need all this stuff. You never can use it unless you have, unless you're feeding a family or something. Then Costco's awesome, and I've done very well. I used to like some tires and things I got there. I used to do some auto stuff. My favorite sweatshirt I've ever had, I just happened to see there and get, and I've used it for I don't know how many years, and sometimes it feels like I wear it every day. Now we're just coming out of into full-on summer, so that's probably the lightest usage. But even when you're getting up some days at 5 o'clock in the morning, it's nice to have a sweatshirt to pull on, and it's too big for me now, which is part of it. It used to be at times it's the only sweatshirt that's fit, but now it's just the right amount of too big. The sleeves hang a little bit. You can wear whatever you want underneath it, and it'll just work. It's not too heavy or too bulky, but it's also not it's substantial. It's not just like a windbreaker kind of deal. So that was a Costco, and so much stuff. I think like so many people, it's tough to justify when you got Amazon out there for some things, or you just don't buy in that kind of bulk or have enough need. And I don't, I hope it's reflected in kind of what I say as I'm filling time and stuff, but I don't like being a wasteful person. I think we're all working in this world to share the same resources, and competition is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about competing for things and everything having its value, but that doesn't mean willfully wasting on an individual level or anything else. They're because they have value. They need to be appreciated, and that value needs to be protected. So, whoa, not cool little tower. Kind of a death tower. Is this part of 117? I'm not sure I like 117. What did I just say? And then I just decide to willy-nilly jump into the hole. I'm glad I... So, what's everything? Is this just stupid in this moment? Knowing that we're in 117, did they not even touch fortresses because of the recent Nether update? It's very possible. This could be a waste of time. But we'll just pop up here. We're not gonna improve this or anything. I'm really just looking to see what, if any, chests they have. There's always a chance for a rare goodie in these guys. Let's throw a torch. Ooh, it's a Windows. Alright, this is the way we came in. Good. Got a couple different paths here. Now, I like a good skull as much as the next adventurer. But I don't know that I want to get sucked into that, so I think I'm not going to bother to switch swords at the moment. I was moving sideways. Now, did we decide? I think we do still have spawners right at near to our home portal. I think, right? We didn't break those. We kept them. So, we can break any here that we find. Seriously? Is this because I'm at level 46 that we're... This was not the goal. Did he die to fire damage? That's crazy. Alright, so like here. Wait. Oh, well. Now what? I don't know if torches or light help slow the spawning here. I kind of doubt it. Being that it's, you know, blazes and all. I don't see an indoor... Oh, there was a blaze, so... Well, there was one up here. So I'm getting lost already. At least... Okay, so this is the inside part. And there is an inside part, which is good. Alright. Quick. We're going left. Left again. Lots of soul sand. First right. Man, oh man. Well, I can tell you what we're gonna give them. Actually, kind of want to hold. You know, let's put the polished away. We don't need it. Wait. Oh my. I was like, no, I don't want to go that way. And then I was falling. Okay. Yeah, let's not do that. We got a little bit of restored experience or familiarity with the game, but it was limited at best. So yeah, lots of pitfalls there. I think we come in from here. That's right. Yes. Come in from there. So now let's go right. New chest. Come on. Oh, that's a little weird that he is, that we're technically in the inside part, yet there's so many of these exposed tunnels out here. Okay, I think we came in that way. We were turning. Got some diamonds. I assume we already have diamond horse armor, but it's the blingiest. Do we care about the wart? I don't think so, right? I don't think we care about much any of that. And I don't think we care about that bow. And I don't think we care about that magma cream. Right, back. Down. Oh boy. Wall. Chest. Should we go down? No, let's stay up. Nice. I don't know that we really needed that saddle, but we got a whole ranch. Horsefields. Mine ranch, right? What was it? The Grand Residential Operation for Sheep Shearing? For shearing sheep? Okay. So, nothing of the gilded fruit variety, but I can't have that all the time. Alright, we hadn't gone up here. Let's go around behind. Hiya. Got buddies? So we're not gonna, well, we got nether boxes, right? Not a hole, but, ooh. That's good. Good point I made to myself. I do have nether boxes, and we should just pull. not the arrows. Pull all these goodies. Because why the heck not, right? Oh man, we are very low on nether stuff, you know. I ran out of that. Did I really? No, I must have left it in one of the boxes, which we'll get back. So let's just do this. I think there was all another wart. No, right. Yeah, the timing definitely feels different, which is okay. I'm not gonna scream and wail about it, but it like other updates, it almost feels like, yeah, we wanted to get the content out. We'll get around to that. Don't you worry. It's coming. Okay, then I think we've done that, right? Right? We did that? That was where we just came from. Chopped all the boxes. Nope, we didn't chop all the boxes. So yeah, it would not appear that we have new 117 out of here. All right. Get these. Oh, that was the. No, it wasn't the big stocked up one. Oh, I guess it was. Was that really all the netherrack I had? Man, I hope we. No. Oh, is this just the ceiling one? No, this is where we want to be. Wow, that was terrible. Terrible shot, Mr. Blaze. Ooh, I hope we got a stone sword there. Oh, where did you come from? Where did you go? Cotton Eye Joe? Hi. Oh, hey. What? Seems to be quite chaotic. So, I mean, seeing where this ghast is that's shooting at me. Is he, like, laying in the lakes of lava somewhere? I don't know why I get involved. Like, oh, there you are. I just shot your fireball. Yeah, I get that. Okay. Time to go. Kind of a bust. Now, how is there still other gas? Let's take a moment here to enjoy our privacy and have a snack. Ooh, you gonna drop me your leather? Nope, you're not gonna drop me your leather boots. That's not my bow. We didn't get any heads out of all that. That's kind of a shame. Aw. Okay, so unfortunate challenge is, let's deal with it here. I need all of you netherracks. I need you gray shulker box to hold all the rest of the random stuffs. We still don't have a full stack. Let's get that picked up. Back away. It's funny, I know we haven't seen anything new yet, but already my just in-game terror is rising. I've been through enough of these, and you can get caught in some pretty good death loops, and I'd like to avoid that. In past play, I would have totally just switched over and started popping some new worlds and just left this as kind of a reminder of how far I'd gotten before. But of course, I'm not going to do that to you guys, deprive you a chance of seeing me lose in some ignorant filled way. I was commenting for JDMC. What? Dude, I just killed you, or your twin. And now you disappear. Oh yeah. New world fun. Get ready for it, peeps. Game logic meets timing issues with comical and deadly results. Now, if he comes back again, I did hear something about like some sky issues, but I don't know if those are like modded based, and I don't know how all this relates. So did Bedrock and Java all update at the same time? Like, does everything have a new version out, or was this purely Java? I'm always kind of curious how that stuff is dealt with. As we saw in the notes in the last video, they didn't say Java specific or anything, but I was launching the Java game with the launcher, so that explains that, I think. Is that you? I would really like to get out of this particular sea. Please and thank you. Not gonna lie, not my favorite. This is also, excuse me, wholly a temporary thing. You know, you wouldn't want it to be obvious or obnoxious because 95% of the time you never use it. But if you're going to have a debug screen, I would love if it told you for the chunk that you're in what version it was first generated in, so that you always had a legacy tag to tell you, are you in a place where you can expect new content or not? You know, just this is it. Are you kidding me? Well, we found a big ocean. Someday we can, we can make a very cool glass-framed superhighway. Oh, come on. Really? How far back are we going to go? Whoa! Hey! You are not the little guy. Fortunately, you weren't the biggest guy either. Alright, what I would really like to avoid is lag. Because how many of your favorite creators will just happily take a dive in the lava just to go explore some little column of basalt and blackstone? I will when I need more building blocks. And yes, I know I have some basalt in the chest, and I think we'll use that little flat spot to restore. But I don't think it's enough. We're in a wide open enough sea that we need, you know, like four or so stacks or something to get us feeling good, feeling right. Oh boy. This is not a hard and fast operation or anything, so we're just gonna cap that off, not deal with it, and take what we can get. We got a couple stacks. We know we've got what's in the chest. Try to make do with what we got. Okay. Guess that's the end of that. Okay. Not there. Not a ton, as I said, but might as well have it since we don't have anything else. And then we will just... Now, which... I think we were going this way, right? East? East. No, I don't... I know it says like 117 up there at the top, but I think that's just the game version that you're playing in. I don't think that refers at all to the sword. Oh, I didn't even pay attention to the So we're at 1,000. Kind of like to go 5, if not more. Honestly, we'll see what kind of terrain we get to between here and there. But I think from here on, if we see more fortresses, if we're lucky enough to, we'll note them. But we won't. Excuse me. So in the midst of stifling a yawn unsuccessfully, I also realized that my headset was on backwards, which I don't know that really accounted for much. It may have for those ghasts, though, because I kept looking around and couldn't find them. Yeah, all the sounds are coming from the opposite direction, so no more. I don't see anything too crazy. There are a lot of these little guys. Oh, you jerk. Does that mean? Does it mean to say that? I was trying to wipe my eye, which was still watering after I yawned, and now it's like itchy something, sweat maybe. Oh my goodness! All right, hang on a second. Still here. Oh my goodness, what a disaster. 106. Alright, well, not too bad. I'd like to get across this ocean, whatever it is, if we can. Yeah, you, sir, are mean. You pushed me in when I wasn't ready. You're supposed to wait and ask if people are ready before you start doing mean things like that. I know that guy's coming, but he's little, and I think maybe we can get out in the midst of him. Okay. Nope. Nope. Push me off. Don't push me off. Okay. Oh, there's so many of them. I guess we should have done some kind of enchanting or something. Is there anything new to spend our levels on? I didn't notice anything in the notes. Anybody know of new features for spending levels? Because as you can see, at times you want to be able to just quickly level down. We could burn books. Not literally. Please don't burn books, man. If you ever want a way to see if your society is really not on the right track, just go burn some books. You know, destroy some antiquities, whatever they may be. If you are so threatened by thoughts people had in the past, or things that they once held beautiful or sacred, yeah, that's maybe a time to reevaluate. Like, what are we doing if some, you know, and I'm picking a little bit, I hope this is still, oh man, that wasn't good. I hope this is still acceptable to call out, you know, oh yeah, well, Al-Qaeda, you know, they're people, but they also are a terrorist organization, and, you know, all the atrocities that they do, I don't want to belittle those or have them be forgotten, but I also want to highlight that they're they're the same people that went through the Fertile Crescent, some of the first places that civilization, as scholars recognize it, that there are artifacts and things that go along with some of the skeletal remains out of Africa and Asia that predate, but in terms of cities, systems by which people adhere to governance, and the idea of needing or being better in a society of people, those are first documented and put down in a way that can be appreciated all this time later in the Fertile Crescent. And either just to, the terrorist equivalent of like getting view count, that, oh yeah, if we do this, people will think we're not just, to be blown off when we say stuff. It's like, hey, if you don't do this, hand over these people, or free our buddies, or give us money, or, whatever, we're going to just trash this archaeological site, and then it'll be gone for everybody. I mean, it's the height of, I'm going to go take my football and go home because I don't like the way the rest of the people are playing, so nobody can have anything if I can't have it all my way. I mean, if it wasn't so tragic, it would be comically childish. And then, you add to it that these are the same people that are, beheading people that don't agree with their views. And it just gets sad. But, anyway, it's 117. I don't want to be sad about stuff. So don't burn books, is what I was trying to say. Hey, if people are looking to other things, engage them in a dialogue and be like, hey, this is what I think. If that works or works in our community, why do you feel the need to look in other places? But don't, the more you try to, if you read that, it'll be bad. Well, then, what's so scary about it? Why? Why is more information ever a bad thing? Is always my question. Then, all right. Well, we got. Dang it! I don't like this biome because of the stupid pockets of stupid lava. Okay. Hey, what do you know? More levels of lava. So that's all our gravel. Alright, where was our path? It's kind of still right on this edge, but I think we got enough of that. Alright, fingers crossed that we can now proceed. And I guess we did technically, at least as far as we know, we made it across the little island. So let's go ahead and call it good. I'm going to take the tiniest of breaks. I've got lots of exercise. It's really hot out right now. but I'm going to get a little bit of more fluid in me. I am going to stand up and move around a little bit, and then I'll be right back. We'll try to get some more of this content going. And again, I apologize for the delay in the 117 comment for the folks that have mentioned in comments. Man, you're releasing, but 117's out. I know. I didn't say it in every single video, but there are a number of them along the way that do mention, hey, these are being pre-recorded. I'm sorry, I'm going to be on vacation. I spent a lot of time talking about how much I was looking forward to this. So we're about to do it, and I think on Friday there will probably be a number of videos, either hourly or every few hours throughout the day, so that I can get up to the point where I'm actually responding to comments again, as I put out new videos. So that's the goal. That's the plan. We'll get a few of these up. They'll be the earlier ones on Friday that I'm recording today, and then continue that same thing tomorrow, which is Thursday. And so by maybe late Friday, although I doubt it, probably like the weekend, I will be getting those sort of where I'm not scheduling, I'm just recording and then letting them upload and publishing as soon as they're up, if that makes sense. Anyway, awesome. Let's take a break. Save and quit. For you guys, this, should be available. If you just saw this one come live, the next one should be in an hour or so, maybe. Check back. And kind of feel like this is maybe 130, maybe 129. We're getting close. 130 episodes. Can you believe it? And they could all be coming to an end here anytime because new content. But I'd love to see some of this stuff. That looks awesome. Let's find it. All right. You guys take it easy. We will be right back. Bye now.